I don't know if this question applies to you because I would imagine everyone wants to get in the Matt Damon business. But if you could get the financing for any project tomorrow, what would you make and why?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I don't have there's a few I've had in the kind of the in the wings, but I don't know. I guess I'm waiting for the next one to come my way.
Okay. I really listen, man. You are one of my favorite actors, and you are again fantastic in this movie. I am curious though. Did you love being the look of the way you look in the movie? Because I would imagine it's so different than what you typically look like. You probably could be anonymous a little bit when you were on location filming.
Yeah, I walked around with no problem all over Marseille. That could also just be a sign that people aren't going to my movies anymore. But uh, but no, I love that look. It's really specific. I could show you my phone, man. I got pictures of these roughnecks down in Oklahoma. I could show you 20 guys who look like that, and it was a really specific and kind of. I love the detail of it, and those guys were incredibly helpful. They, like our costume supervisor was talking directly to the roughnecks, and like everything I wear is the stuff that they wear on the rigs, and the jeans with the fire retardant, and the whole the goatee and the wraparound shades, and like everything is very specific, and I love that level of detail. That I feel like that's what makes it work.
100%. I love learning about the behind the scenes, the making of movies. What do you think might surprise people to learn about the making of Stillwater?
That's a good question. What would surprise people about the making of Stillwater? I mean, for me, for building the character, that the real Roughnecks were so intricately involved in helping me with the physicalization of it. That was definitely one thing. I mean, I think for this movie, the kind of the partnership of Tom, of like one of our best American screenwriters, and then Thomas and Noé, two of the best French screenwriters, making this movie that turns into kind of something that looks not like an American nor a European movie, but kind of like both in some way. But yeah, I guess, I mean, I got about 600 stories for you, but I can't think of one that would be perfect.
It's okay. One of the things that I love about Tom's work is that the dialogue doesn't feel like it's in a Hollywood movie. You feel like you're in the room with these people. It's very authentic. Can you sort of talk about the dialogue and the way he does his scripts?
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of that comes from, his research, and I mean, he's just got a great ear. I mean, you look at all of his movies, the dialogue's great, and the acting is always great in his movies. So, he clearly has that ear, but that's a specific thing to specific characters, and he having that ear also means putting in a lot of work and spending a lot of time down in Oklahoma, which he did, and to get that cadence right, to get that vocabulary right, it's the product of a lot of hours it's a pretty time intensive endeavor.
I love the way that Tom shot the Oklahoma stuff on static shots, anamorphic lenses, and then you go to France, and it's handheld. It's a completely different feel. Do you notice that? Could you talk about the different looks of the film, and do you notice when that's going on with the camera?
I mean, you notice it just because I see Masa, our cinematographer, who also operates with a camera on his shoulder, so I know we're handheld. But the feeling of it, right? The slight difference in feeling between if you're on sticks, which is just completely locked off, and if you're on a shoulder, which means the breath and the movement of the operator is slightly moving the camera, is an effect that you really feel as a viewer. So I know what he's doing, and he explains that to me. And then I think when we return to Oklahoma, he comes back with handheld, as if Bill's brought something back from Marseille back to Oklahoma. So the two Oklahomas that bookend the movie are different. And that's all just kind of, that's the kind of stuff that we love to geek out about.
I mean, that's the stuff that I love to talk about, but I'm not, we'll find out if the Collider readers enjoy it, when I run the interview. But before I run out of time with you, I loved Ed Solomon's script for No Sudden Move.
Yeah.
Just the way that, and also Soderbergh's work on it. But can you sort of talk about being a part of that?
See, I try to do every movie that Steven does. I have to try to play at least some part in it. I think we're up to 10 now. And he called me and while I was doing The Last Duel and just said, hey, he had another actor for that part, but because the movie moved and it pushed, and because of COVID and everything, it opened up. And I had already read the script because I usually read what he's working on just out of interest. And so I just jumped at the chance to parachute in and play that guy. Plus, it's a scene with two of my favorite actors in the world, Don Cheadle and Benicio del Toro. So that was another easy yes.
Yeah, I got to stop. I'm just going to say I'm looking forward to whatever you're doing in the new Thor movie.
Oh, yeah. Well, why don't you see it first and then let me know?
But I'm confident I will have fun with it. On that note, seriously, congrats on this. I wish you nothing but the best. Thank you for your time.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.